Good evening, my people. It is a pleasure once again to be able to stand here with you all. Someone asked me the other day, they said, Lavelle, why are you coming back into politics? They asked me, why are you returning into politics? And my answer to them was one thing, that the fight of the people of this country has to continue. Six years ago, I stood before you all. And 6 years ago, on the first night that I approached and I spoke to the people of St. Maarten, I laid out my vision for our young people, for the elderly, and for our community. And 6 years later, I can say that everything that I have said to you, the people of St. Maarten, that I was going to do, everything I have done. This election is unlike any other election. This election, in my humble opinion, is one of the most important elections that St. Maarten has ever produced. Because this election is not about me. It's not about my mother. It's not about my father. It's not about my fiancé. It's not about your husband or your wife. But this election is for the children of St. Maarten and the course in which we are willing to direct this country so they can benefit from it. You want to know why I am back? Before I walked up here, I went on my phone. Somebody sent me a message. And I read on one of the online newspapers that there's an individual in this society who has written an article against a young man who has just gotten the position of the director of the STA. Not an article to congratulate, to push, to motivate more young St. Martiners to be in key positions in this country, but an article to be able to discourage and discredit this young person. And I said to that individual tonight that the days are over when our young children in this country are not put first in top positions in this community. The days are over where our children that come back from studying engineer degrees, doctorate degrees, lawyer degrees, accounting degrees cannot find jobs in the position that they have studied. It is totally impossible for us parents that we spend our last dollar to make sure that our children have a better future than we have, and to be able to have our children come back and have individuals in this society dictate to them where they should go and what job opportunities should be before them. So Mr. Rolando Bryson, I am proud of you as a young St. Martiner. I am proud of you as a young man who have known as a little boy growing up in this community. And anytime any person in this community fights against any one of our young children, we have to stand with them. I have made it a duty in my 4 years in office to stand for what I believe in, to stand on the side of the people of this great country. When our young mothers and fathers who were going through the turmoil that they were going through with their job security down at the Pelican Resort, I stood up for them and I said enough is enough. We are asking you today not to vote us in, to be able to just sit at the table and do nothing for you as a people. We are asking you to vote us because we know our role in this society. We know the position in which that we want to be elected to. And that position is a position to legislate. Far too long, persons in office have sat by and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and have not put legislation to be able to deal with the needs of our people. You want to know why I am back? I am back because we have an unfinished job to do as a community. In 2013, I presented on the floor of Parliament a motion to make sure addressed with a law that our pensioners, when you reach the age of 60 to 62, that you can have another income coming in. We as government officials benefit from an extra salary coming in. But what happened to the lady that is working at a jewelry store? The lady that is on back street? The mother that's cashing behind a grocery cash machine? The young man that is working at a car wash? What is his pension when he reaches to that age? We have a course to travel. And this course is not going to be easy. Because we have people in this country that feels that this island belongs to them. That feels that your children shall grow up and their children shall rule your children. That the future that you have for your child depends on the future they have for them. I am hoping by the sound of my voice tonight that you all understand the severity of what's at stake. The constant victimization of our young people from those elite that feel that this country belongs to theirs has to stop. The fight to be able to resolve that must continue. And that is the reason why I have teamed up with the United St. Maarten's Party with my colleague, Mr. Frost Richardson. For those who do not know, we have supported each other on the floor of Parliament, both in the opposition benches and also in the governing benches, because we understood that if it is good for the people of St. Maarten, there is no opposition, there's no government, there's no A, there's no B, there is what is benefit to make sure that our people reach the direction in where they have to go. I am asking you this evening to search within your heart. Do not get carried away by what is printed in the social media and the newspapers. Half of the things that they write about us are pure lies. I can attest to most of that. I stand before you as not as what they want to paint me as. They want to paint me as somebody who is an aggressive young man, somebody who is a loose cannon, somebody who is a gunslinger, somebody who has legal issues. But I am before you today as someone who has carried a heavy cross for my people in this country, and I will continue to fight that cross every single day of my life. They sit down and write all evil against you, and not one day pick up the phone and ask, Mr. Lavelle, can you give your side of the story? I know what it is as a young man, that when you take a stand against establishment, against people that feel the victimization, you will be brought before courts. I know what it is to bear that cross for my people. And that is a cross that Jesus bore, and I am happy to bear that cross as well. Because the cross that I've borne is not a cross that you wear in your ear or around your neck that says you are what you may not be, but a cross that represents rejection, being evil spoken of, being falsely accused and brought before courts of law on unjust charges. That is a cross that we bear as a people when it comes to liberate each and every one of you. So I am asking you today, forget about politicians. We have elected too many politicians. We need to start electing leaders in this country that will lead the country in the right direction. Not leading for the few, but leading for those whoever is there who may benefit from it. I am happy today to say that I believe in what the USP party stands for. It is a social party. It is a party that looks out and takes care of the needs of the people of this country. I am here to tell you today, just like what I said on the floor of Parliament for my term, that the problems that we are facing in this country can be resolved by the stroke of a pen, but it has to have the willingness and the heart of leaders to be able to say, let's get it done. How many times that we have talked about our law enforcement officers that every single day that have to get up in the morning and don't know if they're going to reach home to their families. We've talked about resolving their issues. In less than a year in office, the USP party has made sure that the justice system that needed the much needed help and the much needed structuring has been done. Something that could have happened years ago, but all we do is talk. This party acts. I remember coming into this election in 2010, we spoke about having a camera system established to be able to safeguard Phillipsburg, our tourist designated island. Talk after talk after talk after talk after talk from politicians promising but never fulfilled. I am happy today to stand this evening and to know that in such a short time, with a stroke of a pen, we have now a camera system set up in place. So we are asking you today to give us a chance. Give us the opportunity. Give us the mandate on September 26, 2016 to be able to go out and not work for the few, but to go work for every single one of you here in St. Maarten. We live in a time that we are here today, gone today. That this evening we are sitting here, and I pray to God that tomorrow when we wake up, none of us are crying because we have lost a loved one. But no man know the hour or the day of the time that the Lord takes him home. So as parents, whose hands are you leaving your children in? Whose future are you leaving your children in? That is something that you have to go home tonight and sit in your closet or close your bedroom doors and meditate and ask the Lord to be able to guide you to answer that question. Many have promised, few have fulfilled. Why I am back? I am back because the fight continues. I am back because our young men cannot continue to go through what they've been going. I am back because our young educated men who have come back and women from wherever they have gone to study, they need to be able to fill themselves in the jobs that they have studied for, the parents have sacrificed for. I am back to make sure that my generation does not go through what our grandparents and our grandfathers are going through at the end of the month, to be able to take a pension, to decide to pay their bills, to buy food or proper medication. I am back, ladies and gentlemen, to make sure that my children, my son, my daughter has a good future in this country. That when I am in my rocking chair, they will not come to me and say, "Daddy, what have you done? Daddy, what have you done? Daddy, how much have you fought to make sure that I was given the opportunity today?" That is the reason I am back, ladies and gentlemen. That is the reason why my hand is in the air. That is the reason why we have come together now. Because the fight must continue. We are tired of being tired. We are sick of being sick. We are fed up of being fed up. Enough is enough. On September 26, 2016, go to the polls. Call a friend. Bring a friend. Doesn't matter where that person lives. Go pick them up. Carry them to the polls. Let's put the number and the check on the USP party for this coming election to be able to lead our people into a new St. Maarten, a better St. Maarten for each and every one of us. My people, I love you. I love you, my people. I love you.